accomplishment. And you feel like you could take on the world. You could take on any problem. You could start a hard business. You could, do lots of things. And it's great. It's great to accomplish that and to use music as a vehicle to experience that.
Well, I would just say, and probably still what Steve would say, but it's have fun. I mean, that's the one thing I've learned about with dealing with these guys is we have so much fun. And I was telling people at the table earlier that I feel guilty how much fun we have. But that fun leads to the obsession, which keeps driving. So my one word, have fun. The fun. That's two.
And I think both of them work together. They really do, because it's fun to have that work ethic. It does. It might not be fun in the moment, but it's fun overall. And I'm going to say a few more things. I've got a short talk prepared for you.
Mine's more than one word, but I was talking to Jason over there earlier, and I just want to say it's so awesome to meet you guys and to be amongst you. And we're honestly, maybe you were excited to meet us, but we're equally excited to meet you guys. You're an inspiration to us. You really are. Just want to thank you guys for inspiring us. One thing I was telling Jason is that, with these guys, we're like brothers. I love these guys. I'm not ashamed to say it. They make me a better person. They make me excel at what I do. They bring out things in me that I didn't even know that I had. So my word of advice would be surround yourself around people that have the same beliefs as you, have the same values, and that build you up, that make you a better person. Because, as much as I like to take credit for, what we're able to produce at the end of the day, if I wasn't working with these guys, my stuff probably wouldn't be that good, my skills. So, surrounding yourself with people that are better than you, and that compliment you, and that make you use your talents in a positive way. Music should be something that's shared. It shouldn't be something that you just keep to yourself. Because once you start to share it, and then you see the effects it has on other people, then you look at the world a different way, and it definitely brings you a lot of happiness, and that's a pretty cool thing.
I need to echo that I love these guys too, even though I was seriously rude this afternoon. I apologize. That's just part of the brotherhood. You guys were cool, right? Okay. It's cool that you're still in 6th grade. It's totally cool. It's fine.
I am offended by Al.
No, Al is so right. If you surround yourself with people better than you are, you're bound to reach higher ground. The one thing I'll add to everything, and I just want to say amen. That's my one word. But I also want to add that music, for some reason, and Kayson will back me up on this, can get extremely competitive. In the game of competition, there is no gold medalist. There really isn't. When the game of negative competition, there is no gold medalist. I will tell you, I would purposely sit in the back of cello sections. Sometimes it was more fun back then. Because when I did a cello performance major, I'd get in and all of a sudden I felt like everybody was being ranked. And I was like, well, that didn't seem like the right spirit of what we're trying to accomplish. In fact, just as a joke, I was sitting in cello seat number 6, the last seat, and I purposely got a cello 8 folder because I claimed that I had a +2 handicap on my cello stand seating. Even though I was 6, I was still cello 8. But I loved cello 1. I called him cello 1, Mike Van Dam. You know Mike Van Dam, right? The least competitive person I've ever met in my life. That guy taught me, just like so many others taught me, that music is about the heart and soul of everybody. And so don't take yourself too seriously. Don't look at somebody and say, I'm not as good as he or she is, therefore I'm inferior. And then you just get that feeling that, like, is Satan's favorite thing to do to us is stand on our shoulder and say, you are not good enough, because somebody out there is always better. But the good news is, when God created us, he didn't use carbon paper. He didn't. Which is great, because you could be you, and that's how I've created this whole empire of cello-ness. Because I've just done exactly what I feel like doing, and what I've tried to just become myself and find a niche. And I am not the best cellist in this room or in this world, And I finally have gotten past that. It's okay. Just find who you are and how you can get the maximum amount of joy and enjoyment out of music, and how you can portray that joy and enjoyment to others so they can feel the spirit when you play music, and you can really change lives with what you do. Once you do that, all the other stuff just sort of falls away and you can just enjoy yourself. So thank you so much for letting us spend this time with you this afternoon. Thank you.
I do want to rehearse, but the number one reason why you're here is to be inspired. So I hope that you're inspired by what these guys have accomplished and by what they're telling you, because they speak from experience. And one of the reasons why I absolutely love having the piano guys participate in this festival is because they reflect more than any other group that I'm familiar with what potential really means. And I told you in orientation, my hope for each of you, what you get out of this week, is that you have a better understanding of what your potential could be in music. Right? Steve's potential in music is as unique as his music is. If you locked me on a desert island, Steve and I went to college, same professors, right? You could lock, if I was on a desert island for 100 years, I would never come up with this stuff. I watch him play the percussion on there. I don't even feel like I know how to play the cello. I'm like, what is that? I don't know how to play the cello. You know how many hours I've spent in a practice room alone with a cello between my legs? I never would have thought to hit the thing. But that was his potential, and each of you have a unique potential too. And if you let the boxes of classicism and of box you in and tell you that you're not good enough, then you'll never find out your potential, and the world will be robbed of great music. You're not all going to be as unique as Steve. The more you get to know him, the more you'll find out that he's really a percussionist, a guitarist, a composer, arranger, and by the way, the cello is the thing that he chooses to express all of that through. You'll find your own path, and it may not even be music. But I hope that you'll start to reflect on what your real potential is and what music can do for you. Even if it's not something that feeds your family, you should also know that Steve used to do other things before music. Right? He went and got a master's degree in arts administration. Right? After getting a bachelor's degree in cello, was that right? Is that arts administration? Urban planning. Right? He has a master's degree in urban planning. Right? One of the most.
He's helped lots of popes.
I have no idea. I have no idea what you're using that for.
You've helped lots of popes with their planning.
Urban Pope.
Lots of popes are named Urban.
I'd like to apologize.
I'm sorry. Who cares? I'm an idiot. I don't even care. That's my potential.
Well, the more you talk to these guys, the more you'll find that their story made who they are. And your story is making who you are right now. And I hope this week is part of that story long term. All right, great. You've got 10 minutes to decompress, and then we're going to start rehearsing Code Name Vivaldi.